So I want to be able to run a microwave in my four-wheel camper. This is a medium-sized one, good amount of power, soft close. It's made by Breville, I believe. Yeah, Breville. So I'm going to stuff a 2,000 watt Renogy inverter into the battery box, and it's going to fit perfect up here in the ceiling. Gonna be a little tight, but I'm sure I can do it. I'll put in a breaker right here. That's the challenge for today. It's gonna be a challenge. Yes, it could fit in here, and it actually does fit in there, but I kind of want to save the space. Check it out. Fits in there like a glove. But space is at a premium, and if I can get it in there on the ceiling and not take up any extra room, heck yeah. So we're gonna attempt that. All right, next step. All right, next step, I just installed a high amperage circuit breaker. Definitely gonna need that, or an inline fuse. Don't want to start any fires. Covered up the batteries. Keep them clean, keep anything from touching the contacts on top, like my drill. Alright, time to start cutting some wires to length. And I've already drilled the holes to mount the inverter, as you can see. So it's already evening. Managed to get them in. What a pain in the butt. Got the bolts in. She's hanging. It's hanging in there. Woo! Just enough room to get your hand in there. I don't know if you can see it, but no, I guess you can't. Those are the bolts in there. I use nylocks so it can't fall down, can't vibrate loose. Just wired up the positive to the circuit breaker here. I left the other end loose. This has got to go up to the top. Got to wire that in. Just put the nut on. Run one more ground wire to the shunt. It's a pain in the ass because you got to go to the shunt so this thing knows how much power it's been using. And then the circuit breaker, you got to run double wires basically for everything because of the shunt and the circuit breaker. Pretty complex. I wouldn't say I bit off more than I could chew, but I definitely bit off a big piece. I've been sweating. Been sweating. All right. Let's get that positive cable connected. I'm going to do one more negative. Woo! Okay, I had to reroute this wire. I had it at the bottom. This wire was not long enough. I didn't anticipate going to the top. So I put an S-curve in this one, ran it to the top, and now this wire is long enough to reach the circuit breaker, which is shut off, of course, for safety. Still got to put one more ground wire to the shunt right here, run it over to the negative on the battery here, and then we're going to be testing things out, and hopefully we have good power. So I've got the last ground wire on from the shunt. Shunt's all connected out of the power supply or inverter, 2,000 watt inverter, in one side of the shunt, out the other side. Now I still have to connect that one up there, but there'll be a big spark if I do, and I could possibly do some damage. So I'm going to use a resistor to slowly charge this thing up. It's got a bunch of capacitors in it that will make a big arc. Alright, I'm going to do that. Alright, I used a jumper wire and this resistor to slowly charge up the capacitors in this 2,000 watt inverter. Worked out fine. Alright, let's power it on. I honestly have not done it yet. Let's see if we get some sparks or not. Ooh, that scared me. Okay, the test light turned on, I guess, for a moment. Now we're all good, all green. See if the circuit breaker works. Yep. Yep. Good stuff. Reset the breaker. All right. We're cooking with gas. Actually, electricity. It's hard to see in there, but there's a lot of wiring. That's a lot of wiring. Still got a little bit of room over here. That's to be continued. I'm going to install a shore power 30 amp charger for these batteries. I got twin Dakota lithiums, 135 amp hour, 2 of them. Oh, totally finished. Works. Didn't bite off more than I could chew. Hell of a lot of work though. 2,000 watt inverter from Renogy. But I am hungry, that's for sure. Worked up an appetite. I've been here probably like 8 or 9 hours working on this and a few other things. Man. Oh, I got a Mountain Dew, but wish I had some tacos. Oh, wait a minute. Holy cow, taco drawer. That's convenient. Taco drawer, but they're ice cold. How the heck am I going to eat them? Man, if I only had a microwave. That's convenient. With soft close action. Set it and forget it. Tacos. Let's peel this stuff off. Evidently, it's quite hard to peel off. Very hard to peel off. There we go. Tacos going round and round. This is a Breville microwave. So I've already installed the Renogy 2,000 watt inverter. I'm gonna have to get a bigger circuit breaker. That's just not gonna cut it. All I had was a 60 amp on hand. They require about a 200 amp. It lasted long enough to microwave my tacos, then it clicked off. Figured it would. One's on order. So anyway, I've got the dual lithium Dakotas, 135 amp hour a piece. And it's nice, 4-wheel camper gives you a charger for shore power, but this thing is about 2 ounces, and I don't think it's even continuous duty. I think it's like a little tiny trickle charger. It's only 10 amps. That'd be probably fine for one battery, but I'm running duals. So I picked up this 2-pound Victron Energy smart charger. It's 30 amps, and it should go right here real nice. I think I'll cut a hole right here for a through hole fitting, even though it's not a bolt, it's still a through hole fitting for an external charge port, and then just cut this cord shorter and hook up the connector there. That way I can charge from the outside without a cord dangling out the door somewhere. Fits perfect there. Boy, I'm filling this space up. Not much room in here anymore. That should work. Let's get to it. So I've marked my hole locations, but how in the world am I going to get a drill in there? That is only this wide. I need to stick some screws in there. I'm glad you asked. Go-Go Gadget, Milwaukee, right angle, ultimate swivel drill with stubby drill bit. Haha. Yep. Gonna work perfect. Where there's a tool, there's a way. Gotta love it. So I got the holes drilled, no problem. But now how do I drive them in? I could maybe get in there with a stubby. Yeah, possibly. Pain in the butt. Or hard to do one-handed. Come on. There we go. Stubby Phillips. Cheating. Terminal's loose. I've removed the studs, bolts, the brass bolts. I'm replacing this tiny 18 gauge wire with 10 gauge. No, it's 8 gauge. Yeah, that's 8 gauge wire. Yep. Bye bye. Out with the old, in with the new. Nice shrink wrap terminals. Alright, I've connected the wires to the charger. Positive, negative. Shove it on back in there. It's nice because these screws are slotted. Or screw holes are slotted in the charger. You shove it forward and then tighten it down on them. Now I just need to connect the positive to there. And I'm pretty much done. We can test it out. Not too bad. The space is getting filled up pretty quick. But hey, that's what it's here for. Alright, finally finished. Just have to screw it down. It is charging. It's on lithium mode. You change the modes by pressing this button here. It's pretty much automatic, but you can cycle through it yourself. Go lead acid batteries, recondition, on high. Those are all for lead acid batteries. Put it on lithium and you're good to go. It's a very snug fit on those screws. It sits there, it doesn't go nowhere. She's plugged into the shore power now. Everything, I mean everything, has to go through the shunt. Otherwise the system's not going to know what's going on. Your batteries won't overcharge because this is intelligent. But it's putting in 27, almost, yeah, about 27 amps right now. It would put in the full 30 and it was earlier, but these batteries are full. $366 watts of power it's putting in. I'm running the fan and the lights and everything. It has more than enough power to keep up with. The fans and lights only draw like, let's see how many, see the battery's at 100%. Yeah. It's confused right now because I just unplugged everything. I have to tell it to relearn the battery. All right, we are done. Perfect. Couldn't have done better, or couldn't have squeezed in anymore. I'm gonna have to leave this door open when I'm charging. That way this thing has plenty of circulation, as well as leave the cabinet open when I'm running the microwave off of the inverter, because this thing has twin cooling fans on the back side and it blows out this side. Did that on purpose. I wanted it blowing out here through the opening. Got a lot more work to do. Got to mount the microwave with these tabs. Screw them into the microwave. I've already checked, there's nothing down below. In fact, they already have screws down below. That way it doesn't go anywhere. I need to mount these cabinets. These things are sweet. Got to mount the Dometic fridge freezer. Fridge freezer is awfully nice, having a freezer on one side. This is the fridge side. It's not plugged in. It normally has LED lights in there that light everything up. Here's the freezer side. The compressor's in there. There's actually a ton of room down there in the lower basket. Working on it. All right.